All right. Welcome back to No Filter MMA. We are back. You are live with BJ and Brad tonight. We're going to talk a little bit of UFC 227 coming up this Saturday. We're just going to talk a couple of the fights on the main card, the ones that have the biggest buzz. That's the one we're going to cover, guys. Um, a lot of stuff coming your way, though. But before we get into the card, yo, we've got a lot of stuff coming y'all way. Just to give y'all a preview, tomorrow night we have Rocky Pennington. She's a top 5 ranked UFC bantamweight. Woo! That's probably our biggest. That's probably going to be arguably our biggest interview to date. I think so.
For sure.
So
For sure.
you guys definitely, yeah, most definitely be ready for that. Also, we got some familiar faces coming back. As you guys know, when we were under the when we was under the other name, Sports Scrutiny, we interviewed Triple Threat Tanya Evinger right after her
Mm.
battle with Cyborg. So we got Triple Threat Tanya Evinger coming back. We got UK prospect Scott Butters coming back to hang out with us as well. And we also got a lot of new stuff coming y'all way. So most definitely stay tuned with us, guys. We appreciate all the support. We appreciate everything that you guys, all the comments, all the likes, all the follows, all the subscribers. We appreciate all of that. So thank you guys for that.
Thank you
But
guys. We
anyways,
appreciate you.
absolutely, absolutely. UFC 227 main card is shaping up to be something pretty interesting. Everybody's talking about the last 3 fights on the card, which is the rematch with TJ Dillashaw and Cody Garbrandt for the bantamweight title. Then you have for the co-main event, you have Demetrius Johnson, a rematch with Demetrius Johnson and Henry Cejudo, and then you have Renato Moicano versus Cub Swanson. So we got a lot of stuff coming you guys' way tonight. So y'all just stay tuned. Drop your comments. Hello, comment section. How y'all doing? Drop your comments in the comment section, and we're gonna get this thing rolling. So let's start off. Start us off, Brad.
Well, so we got Cub Swanson and Hanato Moicano before the co-main event. I think that's a real underrated fight. Me and you were kind of talking off air that this card 227 is just super top heavy. They have the top 3 fights. The 2 title fights, and then Cub and Moicano, and then everybody else is kind of like, oh man, like where did these guys come from? They're not household names. They're not household names is how I should say it.
Yeah, I mean, like, no offense to anybody, but I
Right,
mean,
right. No, they're all
the
legit, of course. When
absolutely
you get to that level, you're there for a reason, for sure.
right,
They're just
right.
not household names. Yeah, I'm
Oh,
not trying to disrespect any of those guys.
absolutely not. No, we ain't trying to do that, but we just trying to get, we just the fire topics is what we trying to get to. So Cub
Right.
Swanson, I mean, Cub Swanson is a banger. He's been around for a while. He's all win or lose. Cub Swanson has some of the most loyal fans that I've noticed. You know what I'm saying? Like his fans are
That's for sure.
some of the most, some of the most loyal fans you'd ever see. I mean, win or lose, they're always going to be in Cub Swanson's corner. And Cub Swanson is accomplished. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, he's gotten fighted. Let's see. When he fought for World Extreme Cage Fighting, he got fight of the night 3 times.
Mm.
He's got in the UFC with the UFC and the World Extreme Cage Fighting combined. Let's see. He's got in the UFC period. He's got 2 knockouts of the night and 5 fight of the nights. So I mean, Cub
He's an
Swanson
exciting fighter.
yeah, he's an explosive, exciting fighter. So, definitely looking forward to that. How do you think that fight goes, man? Because him and Renato Moicano are both coming off of, well, I mean, they were both beat by Brian Ortega.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, and Cub Swanson's coming off of 2 losses to Brian Ortega and Frankie Edgar, and
Yep.
Renato Moicano is actually coming off of a win. Um,
Who
over
did he
Calvin
decision? He
Cater.
decisioned
So
somebody.
yeah, he
Hey,
beat Yeah, Calvin Cater. He beat
Cater.
him. So how do you think this fight goes?
So Moicano, he's only has that one loss to Ortega,
Yeah,
and he's got, I believe, 3 wins in the UFC. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
So he's he's a strong. I know he's a strong BJJ fighter, and the only fight that I've really seen him in is the fight with Ortega, and of course Ortega dominated. Cub, we know Cub. Cub's gonna come and bang. He's good all around. It's a good test for Moicano. I was looking at the odds, and Moicano is the favorite in this fight. But I think I think that's a little.
But we got. I mean, look at Moicano's record though. I mean, he's got a win over Jeremy Stevens, and Jeremy Stevens is now in the top of the class. When it comes to that division. So, I mean, with a win over Jeremy Stevens and your only loss being to Brian Ortega, that kind of speaks volumes. That's not a bad. No, not at all. And then you look over at Cub. It is as explosive as Cub Swanson is. I mean, he's got an impressive record too, but he's lost the big fights. Like he lost to Frankie Edgar, he lost to Brian Ortega, but
he lost to Frankie twice.
Yeah, he did. But before that, he beat Autumn Lobo, he beat Doohoo Choi, what I'm saying? But he also lost to Max Holloway too. So,
current champion.
And he also has a win over Jeremy Stevens. So they both have wins over
Jeremy
Stevens. Go. Yeah. And also Dustin Poirier too.
Wow. He beat Dustin Poirier.
He beat Dustin Poirier, a unanimous decision, and Charles. Jesus, man, he's got a
record. He's beating some good guys.
Charles Oliveira, Ross Pearson. I mean, he's got some pretty good fights on his resume. But those two losses have hurt Jeremy. I mean, those two losses have hurt Cub Swanson, man.
Yeah. He needs this fight for sure.
And
just to keep his name relevant in that top contender, talk.
And with him, losing to Brian Ortega via standing guillotine for one.
That was a scary guillotine, yeah.
Yeah, so that lets Renato Moicano know that that Cub Swanson is susceptible to the submission.
Yep, so, and he's a BJJ black belt.
Absolutely.
That's probably why Moicano is such a heavy favorite in that fight. They think he is the bigger fighter. We do when you look at them side by side or even face to face. Moicano is the bigger fighter. And Cub historically struggles with taller, more lengthier fighters.
Yep, he does. Yeah.
But I like Cub. I think Cub is still super underrated. If Cub is going to win that fight, he's got to catch Moicano early, and it's got to, he's got to TKO. He can't mess with him on the ground. He can't. He shouldn't really clinch with him too much. But his best weapon is going to be stay quick on the outside, in, out, in, out. He's got to kind of have that Frankie Edgar game plan.
Yeah. He's got to make sure he stays out of the way of the submission, because if that submission comes, if he puts himself in a position to be submitted, Renato Moicano is definitely going to be the one that does it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna have to go with Renato Moicano just because, Cub Swanson is just so susceptible to the submission.
I get it.
I think he could pull it off. He's got some momentum behind him, especially coming off of a win. It was kind of hard for me to choose between these two, but I'm gonna have to go with Renato Moicano.
That's a very good pick.
Who you got?
That's a very good pick.
Who you got, Brad?
I'm gonna go with the upset in this one. I'm gonna take Cub Swanson by decision.
Okay, I could see. And I was just thinking that too. If Cub Swanson has, worked on his submission defense a lot, this fight could go the distance. This fight could definitely go.
He's got to stay off the ground. He's got to stay off the ground and stay out of the clinch with that kid.
Absolutely.
Stay on the outside, stick and move, and he can definitely outpoint him. I don't really see him. I know I said he could or has to catch him first early in the first round, but I can see him just staying technical, leg kicks, jab in and out, and just maybe just outpoint him, outstrike him, win a decision that way.
True. True. That's what I was gonna say. Cub Swanson could lure Renato Moicano into a brawl, though. I mean, imagine
Yeah,
how that would look. Imagine how
that's
that would
where that
go.
would be his best chance to catch him.
Yeah, yeah. If he stuffs the takedown, stays out of the clinch, stays off the ground, he would force Renato Moicano to stand and trade with him, and
Hmm.
that's where you can make a big mistake with Cub Swanson is on the feet.
Super underrated.
That
Yep.
absolutely, absolutely. Um, so Brad picks Swanson. I pick Moicano. It's not nothing out of the norm for me and Brad to be on two different sides of the fence because we on two different sides of the fence all the time.
Not all the time. Sometimes we're on the same side of the
But
fence.
sometimes, but most of the time we ain't, Brad.
It's fun though. It's
we
all
just
fun and
think
games.
we just it's all fun again. We just think about things two
Hey,
different ways. Anyway,
we look at fights and break down fights. Everybody kind of has their own way, the way they see a certain somebody perform, and that's what makes opinions. How can I say? It makes them unique because you see a fighter or a fight go a certain way, and another person may think, oh well, that didn't look that way to me. It's how you look at these fights.
hmm that's true.
Prime
That's
example would
true.
be Whitaker Romero too, right? It looked like Romero just was going to destroy him with any shot, and he had him hurt several times. But the fact of the matter is, Whitaker outpointed him. He was still landing those strikes, maybe not devastating strikes, but he was
Right.
landing some good strikes, and
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
he outpointed Romero.
Yeah. He definitely did that. But I called
Hey man,
it.
yeah, you and Liam went for Whitaker. I still think Romero should have won, but
Hey, tell them like
judges didn't think so.
it's all debatable.
Right? That decision was debatable, BJ.
Oh
Debatable
boy.
decision.
Absolutely, absolutely. So next up is where the fireworks really
Here
start.
we
Like
go.
this is where the fireworks.
Let's get to the meat of
Yeah,
this thing.
let's get to. So you have a rematch between Henry Cejudo and Demetrius Johnson. So, and this I'm on the fence about this fight, man. Because if you look at it, Demetrius Johnson is the most dominant. He's the most dominant champion, period, in the UFC. Like he's probably the most. I think he's more dominant of a champion than George St. Pierre was. Um,
Yeah.
he just doesn't. He just doesn't get. Those lighter weight fighters really don't get the same kind of recognition that the heavier guys
Correct.
get. But Henry Cejudo, since the first time they fought, has improved. He's a completely different fighter than he was when he fought Demetrius the first time. He's a completely different fighter. He's went on a tear the last couple of years. He's went on a tear. He fought. I think he fought one time since him and Demetrius Johnson fought, and he's a
Two
completely
times.
different fighter.
He beat
Two times.
yeah, he beat Sergio Pettis, and he beat the other who's
Joseph
the other kid?
Benavidez.
No, he lost that fight to Benavidez by split decision.
He did. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey,
No, but he beat
there's a
another.
lot of fights to keep track of.
Yeah, I know. That was his one loss in between those two fights that he won. I can't remember
Okay.
who he finished in the other one.
I'm definitely looking it up, so you're good. But
Okay.
yeah. So how do you think this goes with Demetrius? Of course, is going to be Demetrius Johnson. But
Well,
what do you think?
I
What do you
think
think?
I think
What do you think he has to do to beat Demetrius Johnson this time? I mean, he's been in there with him
that's a very
before.
good question. Yeah, he has. Well, remember, if you think about the success that he had early in the first round against Mighty Mouse, it was that takedown. He clinched,
Yeah.
got takedown in the middle of the octagon,
Yeah.
which is huge. You let Mighty Mouse
Yes.
get anywhere near that fence, he's impossible to pretty much take down. And if you do
Right.
get him down, he pops right back up.
Yes.
But I
He's
do
good at
remember
he's
when
good at using the
Cejudo.
fence.
Right. He's excellent. Yeah, he's excellent using that
Yeah.
fence to his advantage.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
I do you remember when Cejudo took Mighty Mouse down in the middle of the octagon?
Yes.
It was a nice inside trip, right? Caught Mighty Mouse with a
Yes, and he
nice inside
dominated
trip,
him.
and right, yeah, he held him down there for a little bit, you know. Um, I think Cejudo though is going to come in with that Machida style, kind of Connor style stance that he's been, displaying in his last two fights. Just trying to show his
Yeah.
versatility in the stand-up. If Cejudo's going to win this fight, BJ, he's got to consistently get the takedown on Mighty Mouse. Maybe not necessarily,
Okay.
do damage, but he's got to stay out of the stand-up realm with Mighty Mouse. He's just still too behind to deal with what Mighty Mouse offers. Mighty Mouse has way too many tools in his tool belt, especially in the
Yeah.
stand-up realm. And then he just mixes it so perfectly with his grappling.
Oh yeah.
The first time it was knees that he finished him with. I think Mighty Mouse legit KOs him this time.
Woo.
Mm-hmm.
Woo. But if you look like with Wilson, was it Wilson Hayes? That was who he
Mm-hmm.
beat. That was who Cejudo beat.
There you go.
Cejudo beat
Yes,
Wilson Hayes.
he finished Wilson
Yeah.
Hayes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Wilson Hayes. Wilson Hayes chose to. I mean, he tried to stand and fight with Demetrius Johnson, and so did Ray Borg. I mean,
Yeah.
and Demetrius. I mean, he just. I, I mean, he wore, dude. He literally strategically wore those guys down, and it did whatever he wanted to do with them at the end, towards
Yep.
the end of the fight. You know, and that's
Yep.
what you have to. Let's see. Wait a minute. Hold on. We got some. We got some comments in the comment section. Jonas, keep it 100. Brock gonna interfere and double suplex those midgets. Oh,
That's
he
great.
said. He says no one is watching the flyweights, bro. I have Garbrandt by KO. Nah, it's a huge man. If you can't keep him down, there's no point. Yeah. So who gonna go get choked? So
Yeah.
who gonna get choked out? Well, I
Ooh,
mean,
I can see that too.
if if you look at the fights, you know, Wilson Hayes tried to, like I was saying, he tried to stand and fight with Demetrius Johnson, and so did Ray Borg, and
Yeah.
he wore him down so bad. You know, that's why, you know, I agree with your point when you say that, you know, Henry Cejudo is going to have to do a different game. He's going to have to capitalize on a takedown, especially if he gets it. You're gonna have to, somebody like Demetrius Johnson, somebody that's just that dominant. You're gonna have to ground and pound him out, dude. Because anywhere it goes, anywhere the fight goes, whether it's on the ground, clinch, stand up, whatever, wrestling, jujitsu, Demetrius Johnson dominates in every single one of those
Categories, yeah.
areas. Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, if he does get the takedown, screw trying to go for a submission, ground and pound him out. You're
Yeah.
gonna have to.
Yep.
He's gonna have
He
to.
has to finish him.
Yeah, he's gonna
He's
have
got a
to because
TKO.
Demetrius. And I've seen Demetrius Johnson take hits, man. Like he took hits from Joseph Benavidez. He took hits from a couple of those guys, man, and he just keeps on going.
Dominic Cruz, his only loss was to Dominic Cruz. Dominic hit him with some good shots.
Yeah, he did. He did, and you know that same game plan that he does against people is what somebody's gonna have to do against him. Somebody's gonna have
Yeah.
to grind Demetrius Johnson down.
Yep.
Till
You have to be a carbon
he
copy
can't.
of Dominic because the movement.
Absolutely.
And it might be too late now, BJ, because remember that was early in Mighty Mouse's career that Dominic
Yes.
Cruz got him. You know,
Yes. Yes.
I think we can both agree that if they ran that back now, Mighty Mouse would probably kill Dominic Cruz, just because Dominic Cruz has been through so many injuries and he's not the same fighter anymore. You know what I'm saying?
It's like, to me, it's kind of like Cody Garbrandt took his heart from him because you hadn't really seen much about Dominic Cruz since the Cody Garbrandt fight. But you know, it has been some things trickled out. Some things
That's
I read
true. He's had
today,
some injuries.
yesterday. Yeah, he's had some injuries.
He has
I read
the
a
worst
couple
luck
things.
with that.
Yeah, he had to. I mean, he had like his body was like rejecting the implants in his knees and all kind of stuff. It was crazy. It was crazy. But he's talking about coming back and you know possibly facing the winner of um, Dillashaw Garbrandt. But I think what he should do, I think he should fight the loser of Dillashaw Garbrandt. And the reason that I say that is because I would hate to see Dominic Cruz come back for a title fight after all this time and fall flat on
Off.
his face. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I mean,
Yeah.
Dominic Cruz is a
I get
great
it.
fighter, but he's been gone for so long. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
and
I
but
get
what do
it.
you think?
Yeah.
What do you think that Demetrius Johnson has to do to? I mean, this is a pretty self-explanatory question, but what do you think he
No,
has to
but
do to beat Henry Cejudo again?
yeah, no, that's not self-explanatory. That's an excellent question, BJ. I mean, first time he finished him with knees, we saw him finish Ray Borg with a flying armbar. We don't know what the hell Mighty Mouse is gonna pull out. That guy is like a real life ninja. Like, some of these fighters they call themselves ninjas, but Mighty Mouse is a legit ninja, bro. He pulls
He's a
out some
real life
crazy,
ninja.
yeah, he pulls out some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
That's tough, BJ. He can finish him any way he wants to. Now I know that sounds cliche, but he literally could finish
He
him.
literally can.
Yeah, I could see him finishing him in in any fashion: TKO, submission, clinch, knees. I mean, whatever Mighty Mouse feels or whatever presents itself to Mighty Mouse, he's gonna take that.
Another thing that Henry Cejudo said that he's been working on a lot though, so that he stays in the fight, however long the fight goes. He said
Right.
he's been doing a lot of strength and cardio training. So
He
he
looks
said he's been.
phenomenal.
Yeah, he does. Yes. Let's do it. Hold on. Comment section's rolling, man.
Go ahead. Yeah, go
Let
ahead.
me
Read
check
them
this
off,
out.
DJ.
Hold on. It says. Let me get back to it. All right. So the comment says, Jonas, keep it 100, man. You are keeping the live chat buzzing, man. Let's keep doing it. He says that Demetrius Johnson needs to move up to 135 because he's fought everybody and that he's gonna start fighting everybody twice.
I agree. I agree 100% with Jonas.
Yeah, man. I mean,
It's time. After this fight, it's time. He does not need to fight anybody else in that division. He fought Cejudo twice now, Benavidez twice, Uncle Creepy Ian McCall. Remember that? Fought him twice. Like he's fighting all these guys more than once, bro. We get it, We get
they
it.
run out,
It's
they
time.
run out of people to fight him.
Right.
Yeah.
Jonas is 1,000,000% right. It's time for him to move up after this fight. There's nothing left for him to prove in that division.
He says DJ probably is the best skill-wise fighter of all time, but he's fighting cans. Let's be real. Okay. I mean, that's true to an extent. You know what I'm saying? Like, I agree with the first comment you made a little bit better about he should move up because there's no point in standing. He's fought everybody. You know, some of these guys are not cans, though. I mean, like, Ray Borg is not a can.
No.
I mean,
He's
Cejudo is not a
legit.
can. Yeah, absolutely.
No,
It's just
Henry
that-
Cejudo for sure is the most legit contender left there in that division. Gold medalist. I mean, you can't deny that.
Yeah, and his wrestling's
Only-
good too. He's got really good wrestling.
Excellent wrestling, bro.
Yeah. So we just gotta see, man. But what do you think about a super fight if TJ wins and DJ wins? What do you think about that super fight? Because apparently now they're putting it out now that that fight's not now that that fight didn't happen, which it was supposed to happen. They're
Should have
saying
happened
that
on this
DJ
card.
Yeah. DJ is saying that he was offered the fight. You know what I'm saying? But it just didn't work out. What do you think about?
Yeah, he was also saying that the UFC didn't offer him enough money.
And that's another thing about Demetrius Johnson, man. Do you think Demetrius? I mean, I think he's in that kind of a position to
I
demand
think so.
that kind of a money.
I 1,000,000% agree with you, bro. He deserves to be paid, like, maybe not to the extent of Conor, because obviously Conor sells, but
Right.
he should be paid. He should be paid close to, maybe what Anderson was making, which was like 500 and 500 a fight.
Right.
500K, that
Yeah,
is,
I
not
mean,
five,
he should-
$500.
500,000.
Right.
Yeah,
I
man,
think
he
Mighty
should-
Mouse is in that class. He broke Anderson's title defense record.
He did. Yes, he did.
So I
What
agree
is
with you,
it?
BJ.
What
I
is
think
it?
he
What is this? Number
deserves.
12? This is number
This is going to
12,
be
ain't it?
number 12, I believe. Yep.
His 12th title defense. Give that man some money.
Right. Especially if it's going to be a
But what do
super
you think?
fight. But it's only a super fight if TJ wins. If Cody wins, you know they're probably going to do a trilogy. TJ's going to want his rematch since they gave Garbrandt the rematch after he got KO'd by him.
But I think TJ. I think Cody Garbrandt is kind of jumping on. Well, first of all, let's get our prediction. Who do
Yeah.
you predict will
Yep.
win this fight?
Who?
I'm gonna have to go with Demetrius Johnson, man. I mean, you can't.
Oh yeah,
It's
I'm going
hard
with
to bet
Mighty
against
Mouse.
Demetrius
Yeah.
Johnson. Yeah,
I take Mighty Mouse by. I'll say Mighty Mouse by submission in the second round.
Woo, that's tough, man.
Yeah, I think
That's
Cejudo
tough.
lasts one round.
I would say I'm gonna have to give it. I'm gonna have to give it to. I think it's gonna be super close just because of seeing Henry Cejudo in his last fight against Wilson Hayes. I'm gonna have to go.
He
I'm
looked
gonna
good.
have to say split. I say split decision loss for Henry Cejudo.
Woo!
I'm gonna
So
have to
you
give it
think
to
he's going to
Demetrius
make it
Johnson.
close this time?
I think it'll be a lot closer. Let's see. Jonas is back.
Yeah.
Let's see. You know we in the
What did
entertainment era.
Jonas
You ain't
say?
getting paid. He said, you know we in the entertainment era. If you ain't getting paid, if you ain't getting paid, if you ain't copycatting Connor or Kobe, yeah. We're
Yeah.
gonna get to Kobe. We're gonna talk about Kobe.
It's unfortunate. It's
We're gonna.
unfortunate because the thing is, if you just think about Mighty Mouse as just sheer skill and talent, he really is the best fighter in the UFC because that guy, he's perfect in every form of fighting. Period, bro. Clinch, ground,
Yeah.
stand up. I mean, anywhere it goes, he's 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 perfect, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. So that moves us on to the main event. And I got a couple topics I want to talk about too. I want to get Brad's thoughts on a couple topics that have come out today. A lot of controversial shit come out today. I don't know if
I
you've
saw
seen
that.
about. Yeah, I think Cody Garbrandt.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, so we're gonna talk about that, but we're gonna get to the fight first. So
All right.
TJ Dillashaw, what is it? Two-time world bantamweight champion is getting a rematch between him and Cody Garbrandt. He just knocked Cody Garbrandt out, but he almost lost that fight. As much as I like TJ Dillashaw, he
Yes,
almost
he
lost that
did.
fight. And that was
Yes,
probably
he
one of the
did.
best fights. That's probably one of the best fights I've seen this year or last year.
Hmm. Of last year, yeah.
That was one of the best fights I've seen in a long time.
Dude, if
And you
Cody had a
always got
little
to
bit
be.
more time.
Yeah, TJ was definitely saved by the bell because he was out on his feet, dude. He was out on his feet.
Yep.
Yeah,
Cold.
I
He
mean,
was
so what you?
wobbling back to his corner.
Yeah, he was. But Cody Garbrandt is saying, which it sounds kind of like an excuse to me. He's saying that he was kind of forced to take that fight for financial reasons.
Yeah, he said he just got off the couch to fight him.
Yeah, come on now. But I mean,
Stop with
come
the
on, bro.
excuses, Cody. You got KO'd, bro.
Stop.
He talked
You
all
got
that shit
KO,
on the
bro.
show. He talked all that shit in the show, and he had his chance to win that fight. But you got to give TJ his props, man. TJ shut that shit up.
Yeah, he did. He did. How do you think this fight goes, man? Like, how do you see what type of fight this is gonna be once they get back in there? Especially with TJ now is gonna be super cautious of Cody's hands, and Cody now is gonna have a lot of respect for TJ's hands. So I mean,
Hmm.
because that was kind of like a double knockout fight if you think about it. They kind of
Yeah.
knocked each other out in that fight.
Well, I'll tell
So
you
so what do
what.
you think?
Vegas has that fight as a pick'em fight. So Vegas is even kind of torn with this too because you really think about that first round and like we were talking about, Cody nearly finished TJ. Like he
Right.
was this close to finishing TJ. If he had a little bit more time, he probably finishes TJ. Recovers, TJ gets a fresh second round, and TJ knocks him out. Right? I think the fight is going to be pretty similar. Oop, did I got you on mute here, BJ?
Yeah, I'm here, bro. I'm sorry.
Oh, there you go. You're good. Um, I think it's gonna start the same way it did in the first fight. They're both,
They're just kind of feeling each other
at
out.
heart they're both stand-up fighters at heart. TJ is a little bit probably more well-rounded, a little bit more. He's a little bit better in the grappling department.
He's got more tools than Cody Garbrandt. Cody Garbrandt's got the hands. He's got the hands,
right.
but that's really
and he's got the one-shot power and the one-shot power.
Right.
He proves that he can. He almost put TJ away, but I'm torn about this one, BJ. I've been trying to play this fight out in my head, just kind of based on what the first fight looked like. You can't do that because
you can't do that. Nope.
Yeah, because they're both going to come out with two different game plans. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So,
it's hard to pick, man. It's hard to pick though. It's so hard to pick. If the first fight wasn't so, first of all, wait a minute, hold on. Comment section again.
Got some comments.
Only thing, oh yeah, it says, let's see, who is it? Jonas says the only thing that worries me about Kobe is that he's getting the Joanna. He must mean Cody. Gotta be humble and win losses and wins. Fighting with emotions ain't getting you nowhere. It's well documented. Oh yeah. I just think that. I just think maybe watching that first fight, and then you got to go back and watch how Cody Garbrandt just demolished Dominic Cruz, man. I mean, that's always in the back of your mind. Yeah, Dominic's definitely my boy, but you got to always keep that in the back of your mind about what happened.
He outclassed him.
He outclassed him, but T.J. Dillashaw, like I said, he's a veteran. You know what I'm saying? He's got the fights under his, he's got the numbers under his belt. This new training camp, this new training gym that he's at is obviously a lot better for him.
Yeah, he looks in phenomenal shape too.
TJ's just more dangerous all around than Cody Garbrandt.
And then also too, BJ. He's got the confidence that he knows he already knocked him out once before.
But he can't get cocky. You can't get cocky because Cody Garbrandt will put you to sleep. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So TJ is but I think TJ is the type of fighter who is, that having that belt is way more important than any kind of trash talking that goes on. And TJ's training hard, man. So you taking
TJ in this one.
I can't pick, dude. I'm on the same side you on. I can't pick.
If I have to put my money on it, DJ, I guess I'm taking TJ. I think TJ holds on.
If I had to put money on it too, man, I think I'm gonna have to go with TJ Dillashaw too. I mean, because I was rooting for TJ the first time just because I knew there was something about Cody Garbrandt I didn't like. Something about Cody Garbrandt I did not like. And speaking of Cody Garbrandt, it came out today. Somebody looked up some. Somebody looked up some old tweets from Cody Garbrandt's
dropping those N bombs. We won't drop them on our podcast, but
absolutely not.
That dude, bro, that was no good.
And I always knew it was something about Cody Garbrandt that I was like, it's just something about that kid I don't like. And that's what for me. That's what it was. That's what it was.
Trying to be hood.
And I could so see him doing that, And so, what do you think that? How do you think that feel? What kind of light do you think that sheds on Cody Garbrandt?
Well, I'll say
a huge fight.
That's a great question. I'll say this, BJ. That was in the past. It was 6 years ago. It took place in 2012. So probably.
I got to turn my camera off for a second, but you're good. Go ahead.
All right, you're good.
I'm something. Go ahead.
Yep. I think man, things like that you don't hope that it doesn't affect the fighter, but fighting is such a mental game that you can't help to think that maybe in a little form, some shape of it affects him a little bit because now, obviously, like you said, it's brought to light. Now he's got to explain himself, why he was, using that kind of language and all that stuff. So
he gave an explanation. He gave an explanation. He said I was a teenager. That was his explanation.
yeah, 6 years ago, right? I think that would still put him in his 20s, wouldn't it?
Well, he's only 25, I think. I think he's only 25. So
26.
yeah,
Yeah, you're right. You're right. So
26. Yeah.
yeah,
So
he
I
was
think he's
19, 20.
okay. So
I,
so
it
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it shouldn't affect him because he seemed like he gave a pretty good, explanation, but it doesn't mean that it's right. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Like it's okay. It's not okay.
Right, because
Yeah.
definitely it's not okay. But I think he understands, like, obviously because of the platform he has now, he understands, like, damn, that was a mistake doing all that stuff, posting things like that. In 2012, nobody knew who Cody Garbrandt was. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
2018,
Right.
everybody knows who Cody Garbrandt is. So something like that comes to light, it's a big deal, you know?
It's a huge deal. It's a
A huge
huge
deal,
deal.
right? Yeah, because now you're questioning his character and all that stuff, you know? No, you're good, BJ. But you hope it doesn't affect him. But that gives me another reason why, damn, maybe I should take TJ because TJ's gotten nothing else to focus on really but Cody. You know what I'm saying? So I think TJ wins it this time by decision, though. I don't think either one of them finishes each other. I think if TJ wins, it'll be by decision.
Hold on, Brad. Keep talking,
Yeah,
man. I'm
yeah. No, you're
getting
good.
back in there. My bad.
No, you're good. You're good. So yeah, I think it'll be by decision if it's TJ Dillashaw. I think he's like we were saying earlier. He's got a couple more tools in his toolbox than Cody. He's a better wrestler. He's a little bit more versatile in the stand-up realm as well. He throws better kicks.
Yeah.
Trains with Dwayne Bang, Muay Thai kind of guy.
But the kicks were a big deal in the last fight. TJ used the kicks a lot, and
Oh yeah, that was his rangefinder.
Yeah, Cody tried to use the kicks, but he was only using the kicks to set up his punches, though.
Yep. Yeah.
So it was. I mean, like I said, TJ's got more tools. But let's get back to this. Let's get to this comment section, man. Our comment section is putting some good stuff out there. Let's see. Let me get there, y'all. I'm coming. TJ's got more tools, but let's see. So Jones said, "I know you two are true MMA fans. I want Dana fired. He's the one letting these WWE wrestlers fight. We all know the purpose behind it, but it's getting too far. Why not let Brad Pitt fight Jackie Chan? That's good.
That's good. That's good. Real good.
That's good.
That's
Jonas.
A good one. That's a damn good one, Jonas.
So Jonas also says, not only that, Dana acting like a thug and looks down on his fighters after they lose. Did you hear what he said about Ngannou and his Twitter beef with Brendan Schaub? Who does that shit? Some preliminary boxers making more money than main event UFC fighters. That's wrong. You know what, Jonas? You speaking the truth in the comment section, man. I'm telling you, you are speaking the dead honest truth in the comment section. You got to keep that rolling, man.
That's a shame, man.
Hey, and everybody that's watching right now, thank you guys for tuning in and watching. Most definitely, because we do this for you guys. We got a lot of stuff. Like I said, we got a lot of stuff coming up. Rocky Pennington tomorrow, so make sure you guys.
That's gonna be a big one, guys. Are you ready for that one?
But Brad, don't you think that there's a high tolerance for a lot of racial things that go on in the UFC? Like Mike Perry putting out that video that he was 1% black, and he goes, "What's up, my N-words?" You know what I'm saying? Like, do you think there's a high tolerance for that kind of stuff going on right now that needs to be addressed?
You know what it is, BJ? The UFC came from a place where it was frowned upon. It didn't have that kind of notoriety like it does today. So these little things, these little charades, if you want to call it, nonsense, these guys being ignorant, in a certain way, the UFC, I feel like, welcomes it because it brings eyeballs to them. It brings attention to them, whether it's good or bad.
Right, it's still attention.
Yep. It's still attention, right? Their name is being mentioned. They're relevant, and now look, they're going to be on ESPN now. Who would have ever thought that those guys would get a deal with ESPN? You know what I'm saying? It gives now ESPN another thing for them to talk about, when fighters do dumb things or when they do good things, gives them that extra coverage that the UFC never had before.
Yes.
So I think they welcome that, and it is sad because it's turning into like pro wrestling, and it's sad.
Just
and be yourself, man.
A lot of people have been talking about that. The people who've been watching UFC for a long time, they're keeping it. We liked it when they were keeping it UFC.
I loved the early 2000s UFC compared to today's UFC for sure.
That's why a lot of people are migrating to other forms of MMA. A lot of people are watching Bellator keeps it 100. Period.
Yeah.
Like Bellator keeps it straight up.
I'll say this: the only thing about Bellator is they have too many of the UFC's leftovers.
Yeah, that's true.
But that's how they have to build their brand. I get it.
Absolutely. And Invicta for one, Invicta with the women, they're keeping it straight up. Rankings matter.
Yep.
Title shots matter. When you deserve a title shot, you get the title shot. King of the Cage is really good. Tough Enough is really good. Contenders over in the UK, Contenders is really good. We've interviewed a few guys that have been on Contenders. So, there's a lot of people going elsewhere to get the MMA fix, and the UFC's really got to hone in on that because, that's not looking too good, especially when you see people like Brock Lesnar after one of the biggest super fights.
Oh my God.
After one of the biggest super fights ever in UFC history with Stipe and DC, you get Brock Lesnar come running into the octagon like that looks so staged. You know what I'm saying? Like it looked very staged, like the WWE, man. What do you think, Brad?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with everything that you're saying. It just looked too much like an act,
Yeah.
From the shove, like even when DC shoved him back, it was like, what the fuck? I was like, come on, DC, you're the double champ. No, you gotta shove that motherfucker down to the ground, man. No, that weak ass push, bro. Yeah, weak ass push, man. Come on. And then he's laughing at him and all that shit, like,
Man, that was just.
I get it. It's for the money. But if those two fought, DC's gonna fucking destroy him, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
They know that. The UFC knows that.
I mean, Brock Lesnar's got size, but that's really about it.
Dude, he had size on Cain Velasquez. It's gonna be a carbon copy of the Cain Velasquez fight.
Yeah.
Cain fucked his world up.
He handled Brock Lesnar, and so did the first Frank Mir fight. So did Frank Mir with that leg lock, that heel lock, or whatever that was. That was or knee bar or whatever that was.
Yep.
That was awesome.
Yep, and Alistair Overeem with those crushing knees put the finishing touches to his sickness that he had at that time.
Oh yeah, he sure did. So yeah, it's a lot of stuff going on, guys. But this is what we're gonna be doing. Whoa! We didn't pick for TJ. No, I couldn't decide on TJ and Cody.
Yeah, I took TJ by decision.
If I had to put money on somebody right now, I would have to say TJ Dillashaw. I would have to because TJ's too hungry. He's fighting as if he doesn't have the belt. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And then with Cody, it's all about revenge, and like Cody lets his emotions get in the way.
Too emotional.
Too emotional. Apparently, so what do you think about Colby Covington not fighting Tyron Woodley?
He bitched out.
Colby Covington talked. All that shit he talked.
Right.
How can you talk that much shit and not fight somebody?
Yep. I shouldn't say he bitched out, but he had like some surgery on his nose or whatever. But he still could have taken the fight with Woodley. So yeah, I guess he kind of did bitch out. But you're absolutely right. You talk all that shit, and then it's go time, and you don't take the fight.
Yeah.
Darren Till, I was telling you and Liam in our chat, don't sleep on Darren Till. I know you guys love Tyron Woodley, and rightfully so. He's a fucking monster, and Tyron Woodley could easily finish him. But don't sleep on my guy Darren Till. He's the dark horse, brother.
Comment section. Let us know who y'all pulling for Darren Till versus Tyron Woodley. Y'all let us know in the comment section, and we're gonna talk about it. Because I'm pulling for my boy, the chosen one, because you just can't bet against Tyron Woodley. You can't bet against Tyron. I was kind of on the fence with Tyron Woodley when he fought. Who did he take the belt from?
Robbie Lawler.
Robbie Lawler. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. I was kind of betting against. I was like, Tyron Woodley. He's gonna.
Robbie Lawler is my guy too, man. I was hurt that night when Woodley KO'd him, man. I was so mad.
Because I thought Woodley was gonna fight him I thought Woodley was gonna be super cautious like he was in the fight with Roy McDonald.
Right.
And get outpointed, but something got into Woodley that night, man. He was just a beast,
remember he trained with Robbie Lawler.
Yes.
So he didn't fear Robbie Lawler like everybody else kind of did, you know? You see, that's the thing about MMA math. Look at that. Woodley knocks Lawler out, and Lawler beats McDonald twice, and McDonald beats Woodley.
Yeah.
Makes no sense, bro. No sense, bro.
that's like Dillashaw Garbrandt. You got Dillashaw who lost to Dominic Cruz. You got Garbrandt who beats Dominic Cruz, and then you got Dillashaw who beats Garbrandt. So I mean, that's it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, you just can't ever. MMA math never adds up. It's crazy.
Never makes sense. Because if MMA math made sense, if MMA math made sense, then Misha should have beat Ronda, but it never happened.
Yeah.
The
only time MMA math makes sense is in Conor's sense, because Conor has beaten all those guys. He beat Aldo. Aldo is winning fights now. He beat Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier is winning fights now. He beat Max Holloway. Max Holloway is the fucking champion. Alvarez was on a winning streak before. Yeah, Eddie was on the winning streak before he lost to Poirier.
Yep. So Eddie's out. Crazy. Eddie's out of the question right now. I mean, that division is in a fluster right now. I don't know what's going on with them. But what do you think about McGregor and Khabib fighting in December? It's either I've seen October.
It's either October or December.
Yeah, I've seen October and December. So what do you think about that?
I think we need to save that for another podcast, my brother.
Absolutely.
we gotta wait for that. We know the fight's gonna happen, but we need to wait till that thing becomes official, so that way we don't get any surprises.
Yeah, we gotta put that one's gonna require all three of us. That's we're gonna need Liam for that one.
Yep. Oh yeah, brother.
But guys, once again, that's all we got for tonight. But once again, guys, listen, I'm gonna reiterate one more time what we got going on. We got tomorrow night, same time, we are going to be live with top bantamweight contender Raquel Pennington, Rocky Pennington, and we may get a surprise from Tisha Torres. So that will be. I'm telling you, man, that would be wild. So, guys, do not miss that segment. I know, gotta go take it up a little bit. We got Tanya Evinger coming back. She's facing Ketlin Vieira.
I'm excited for that. I wasn't on that first Tanya Evinger podcast that you had with her.
Yeah, Tanya Evinger. I was talking to Tanya Evinger yesterday, actually. As a matter of fact, we were talking back and forth on Facebook, on Messenger and whatnot. And Tanya said that she is derailing all hype trains. Tanya says she wants to get rid of Ketlin Vieira. She says, she made the comment that Ketlin Vieira beats a broken Cat Zingano at the time. Cat ain't broke no more. But she beats a broken Cat Zingano. Oh yeah, she beats a broken Cat Zingano, and everybody thinks she's the GOAT now. You know what I'm saying? And Tanya's like, no. We're gonna see her get beat. And then Tanya also, in a sideways way, kind of called out Cat Zingano. So, woo. What
I
a
have to talk to her
fight!
about that.
Yeah, what a fight! Anyways, woo.
Woo! All right.
We got Tanya, we got triple. If y'all watched the last interview we did with Tanya Evinger, back when we were under sports scrutiny, Tanya Evinger has no filter, so it's a good thing we changed our name to No Filter MMA,
Hell
to get
yeah.
ready for Tanya Evinger. So then Scott Butters is also coming back. He's going to talk about him.
Okay.
He's got a new gym. He's got a new gym open. He's got a fight come. He got potential fights coming up. Also, I want to talk to Scott Butters about the Mearns brothers who said that they wouldn't mind fighting him. So woo. A lot of stuff coming.
BJ, don't stir the pot,
No,
BJ.
I'm not gonna do that. But also coming up, guys, we're gonna start a new segment where with a couple of guys that you guys may have heard of. Nick Portella, MMA. He writes articles. He keeps the written part of his way of covering MMA is on the written side of things. And a couple other guys are going to be joining us once or twice a month. We're going to do like a roundtable discussion. We're just going to talk about
I like it. Yep.
nothing but fire MMA topics. That's it. So all the things that's
Perfect.
going on, the back and forths, the things that are making headlines, you guys don't miss these episodes because these episodes are going to be fire. So get ready for that. Real quick, Jonas in the comment section. Let's see what he said real quick before we get off of here.
Yeah.
Jonas, we appreciate your activity, bro. Absolutely. We appreciate you coming in.
Shout out to Jonas.
It says, I want to see Yoel Romero move up to I want to see Yoel Romero move up to light heavyweight. I want to see fighters at their natural weight. Weight cutting issues is real and very harmful. Yes.
Yes. Yep. Even though, man, BJ, you know how I feel about this, bro. You know how I feel about this. Bro, he missed it by 0.6 points, and they cut his weight cut short, man. He was going to make the 185 on the dot.
He was.
That's crazy, man. So that one, I understand the Rockhold one, but the last one, I can't consider that like not making the weight, you know? Because if it was a non-title fight, he would be on point. 186 is the limit. He was 185.6.
Right.
But everybody forgets in that last weight cut that they cut his weight cut short, and that's why he couldn't cut those 0.6 pounds.
See, it's things like that, Brad. It's things like that happen that make you question the intentions of the UFC. Like what we were talking about. It's things like that. It's like as if they wanted, no matter what. That's why they cut the weight cut short. I think they wanted
to screw him.
They wanted Robert Whittaker to stay champion. You know, and
I get it. He's got Australia behind him. You know, they want to have a champion in that market.
And if you're gonna stop anybody's weight, because there's people who cut weight way harder than Yoel Romero. I mean, look at Cyborg. Yeah. Look at the
Cyborg's a great example.
Yeah, I mean, even Megan Anderson, she has tough weight cuts. You know, those girls walk around at 170, 175, and they're cutting all the way down to 145. You know, so if you're gonna stop a weight cut, stop those weights. Stop DC's weight cut when he's cutting to 205. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he looks like he's staring death.
Yeah, you know, Khabib.
Connor too. When Connor used to go 145.
Yeah,
he looked like a skeleton, bro.
Exactly. Those type of weight cuts are the kind of weight cuts that should be stopped. You know, I mean, Yoel Romero, he's been fighting. I mean, he's been cutting to 185 for a long time. Yeah, you know, let the man. You know, he's getting a little older, but let the man cut his weight. You know, let's give the man a shot.
He wasn't gonna die. He was good.
Right. I have to say that about Yoel Romero. I mean, I have to give him that. But and Jonas also said I heard Cyborg is retiring after the Nunes fight. I
heard rumblings of that too.
I've heard that too. I'd like to see Cyborg continue on. I'd like to
Me too.
I'd like to see Cyborg wait till after this season of The Ultimate Fighter, this next upcoming season of Tough, because that's going to be, you know, there's going to be a lot of girls that are chomping at the bit, and if Cyborg just dips out of the weight class, then the only person you really have is Megan Anderson.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah, because Holly Holm is always in and out of that weight class.
right,
You
right.
know, there's a lot of 135ers that go up there that are, it shouldn't be up at 145.
Right, right, right. So there's a lot going on, guys. So like I said, we bringing to you a lot of shit coming from No Filter MMA.
No
Don't sleep on
filter,
us,
number
guys.
one, baby.
We still getting it. Absolutely, number one. We still getting it. We got a lot of stuff coming your way, so just stay tuned, man. And me and Brad gonna get out of here. I hope you guys do some information from us. We just speak our minds, man. That's it.
And we'll see
Things
all y'all
gonna be
tomorrow,
made.
man.
We'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace out.